Here's where I am currently on the Moogle polystyrene drawing project. I worked on the project during the early morning hours. I recall getting 2 to 3 hours of sleep during the first few hours of today. I set an alarm for 6:30 in the morning in order to give myself time to get ready to go to a Catholic Mass with my dad and his mom. And I worked on doing a color outline, one of them for the face of the Moogle polystyrene drawing project. Roughly from 4 to 6:30 in the morning. 4 something in the morning to about 6:30 in the morning. I was originally going to go to attend a Catholic Mass today with my dad and his mom. But when I revealed I essentially got just 3.5 hours of sleep, I think because I fell asleep around 1 or so in the morning. 1:15, 1:30ish in the morning. And woke up roughly 3.5 hours later, naturally. Around 4:30 in the morning. I went to bed hours earlier last night than the night before. I briefly tried going back to bed, but I wasn't successful. And I decided to work on the Moogle polystyrene drawing project. The Moogle polystyrene drawing project. Dad suggested I go back to bed, and I decided to take that advice. I think I tried falling back asleep around 7:45 in the morning. Actually, I mean around 7:20 in the morning. And I succeeded about an hour, hour and a half later, getting another hour and a half of sleep before being woken up by the 9:10 in the morning alarm I set. After being woken up by that alarm, I got up about 10-15 minutes later, and around 9:45 in the morning, I had some scrambled eggs, omelet with spinach and tomato, that Dad's mom made after the Mass, and then gave to Dad, which he then brought over to his place. Had that square of eggs with what was left of my first cup of plain coffee at the time, which I started having at around 9:25 or so in the morning. Around 10 in the morning, I was driven by my dad to the Wegmans I work at. And today I worked from 10:30 in the morning to 7 p.m. I took my first 15-minute break around 2:45 p.m. or about 4 hours, 15 minutes into my shift. My lunch at about 4:45 p.m., for which I had 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches that Dad prepared and packed into a sort of plastic bag that was used to contain a loaf of bread. Dad prepared the sandwiches and then packed them in there along with a 1 liter bottle of Wegmans branded alkaline water that the other day Mom brought over from her place to Dad's place. A mild cheddar cheese stick. It was also packed in my lunch by my dad, along with 2 Chewy branded chocolate chip granola bars. I finished everything during the lunch, except for the plastic bottle of alkaline water. Which I finished around the time I took my second and last 15-minute break. At 6:30 p.m. I bought this Atlantic sushi combo after my shift ended. At the same Wegmans. And this is an IPA I included in one of 2 slots Dad reserved for me for a craft your own pack of 6 when we went to Wegmans together for grocery shopping the other day. I got this one in particular because I felt like trying new IPAs. This one tastes good. Par for the course for IPAs. Though it's hard to tell how this one is different from all the other IPAs, taste-wise. From the start of my shift at 10:30 in the morning to somewhere between noon and 1 p.m., I had about a third to half of a thermos full of plain coffee before no longer finding it. At one moment it was within the cup holder compartment of one of the produce holding area's carts. And the next moment it was gone. I either somehow misplaced it or it was taken by somebody. Over the next few hours, I told my coworkers about this, including the ones I view as either supervisors or more experienced coworkers. And I was told that they've looked into it and keep an eye out for that thermos. I'm not sure how I would have misplaced it. As I just put it into the cup holder compartment and had no reason to take it out from there. I told my dad about the lost thermos. And he reacted the same way I did, essentially. Unfortunate, but ultimately not that big of a deal. Though I'm still hoping that the thermos will be recovered at this time. I recall finishing the bottle of alkaline water while I was taking my second and last 15-minute break. And during my first 15-minute break, or around that time, I recall hearing a song that I first heard months earlier while at a Sabrina's Cafe in Philadelphia during a sort of family road trip gathering. I heard it playing on the radio they have at Wegmans, and I used Google Assistant to identify the song. Prior to that, I just knew it as the Sunshine song. But some kind of jazz or something like that, some kind of tune. Turns out the name of the song is Everybody Likes the Sunshine, or Everybody Loves the Sunshine. Though what I heard both today and all those months ago was not the original version of that song, but some kind of relatively recent cover. Either way, I'm glad I got to identify that song. Though as of now, I have to find exactly what I heard. The exact cover rather than the original version of that song, which was also enjoyable. It was also good, but I prefer what I first heard to the original.